Anachronic Comics. I don't know what happened to the voice on that.
Yeah, where was the sound? I was waiting for the.
Where's my daughter when I need her?
Come on.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to January's Espresso Mail Call. As you can tell, I've had my espresso already because I can't wait for the show because it's too late. And I usually have it after dinner because that's what Italians do. So I had it already. So I'm a little bit wired, but that's okay because that's the point of the show. And tonight, we've got a great mail crew here, starting with, to my immediate right, visual right, anyway, Chuck Hensey, terrific comics and pop culture.
Good evening, everyone. Good to see you.
You're doing good tonight. That's good. You need the espresso. All right, and right below me, we've got, I think the first time, is this the first time you're on the espresso mail call, Cliff?
It is. It
is.
Yeah.
We have Cliff of Cliff on Comics. Cliff is on every show imaginable. I understand.
That's why I had to be here. I had to be here.
But he is a channel member, so he gets dibs whenever he wants to be on my channel. All he has to do is pick up the phone and make believe he's calling me, but actually text me and let me know when he's here. And so we're happy to have you here, Cliff. Cliff has his own show at 9 p.m. And do you have John? You have one of the John's
Comics.
John's Comics, right? Mm-hmm. So, and that's the one where you make a drink, right? So, yeah,
it is.
Yeah. Which drink is it going to be tonight?
Although tonight's drink is just the blood of life keeping us awake.
Oh. And from way up north, making fun of me because it's only reached 72 degrees here in Naples, Florida, is Steve the Voice White Walker. How are you, Steve?
G'day.
Steve's channel. You got to watch Steve's channel. I mean, I
haven't put out any new videos lately. There's been nothing new because I'm really, really busy and stuff. So
yeah, we're all busy. As a matter of fact, Steve is so busy. He had to beg off his 10-1-1 co-hosting for a while.
Yes,
which allowed me to get on. So that was cool. That was good.
Hey, you know what? Give some opportunities there.
You know what? When you are retired, you have no time to do anything. I'm down here in Florida, guys. I'm helping to start off the Bocce League. I'm doing the first movie for the older people who can't get to the movie theaters tomorrow night.
A bocce league.
What else? We
bocce ball, man. Bocce ball.
I'm going.
It's not a Canadian.
My daughter's calling me up saying, although she's a doctor, she's not really fully in practice. She's just third year out and so forth. She's going, I don't know. I think I might need some money. So, everything is pushing in on me. And so I've got a blood pressure machine here to keep me, even keeled, but that's okay. But anyway, we're going to have a good show tonight. I got some cool books, and I think the guys say they have some cool books. So let's say hello to the chat, see who's here tonight to say hi to us. All right. We have Sith Lordley from Spinetix. Yeah. How you doing, my friend? I know I missed a couple of your shows. I got on once, but I'm really tired. It's tough down here, Steve saying hello. Cliff saying hello. Trev, the sheepy guru. Yes, Trev, my friend. Good to see you here as well. Let's see. Who else? Do we have anybody else here except for Trev? Let's see.
Oh, Steve. James.
Oh. Nobody else is here. It's only Trev. Actually, there are a few people here, but they're just not putting things on. We do have Las Cruces. Hello from New Mexico. Beautiful place. All right. We have other people, but they're bashful. Okay. So that's okay. We'll say hello to them if they do. Like CJ Design just showed up. Stopping by to hit the like button and watch the rewind. Family's here. Have a great all these people with this family stuff, Doug says he's going out with family. I don't understand this.
Yeah, Mark was
family kept you from stopping by my comic book store a second time.
Well, that was it. I tell you, Cliff, I was right there. I said, hey, this is the store. Can I just stop by for a couple of minutes, see if any of the guys are here? Wait a minute, we're going to this. I said, all right.
That's great.
So might have to wait. I'm still going to be in New York for a few more months, so maybe I'll be able to make it up there again. Okay. So Cliff has his show at 9 o'clock, so we want to make sure he gets on first. So, Cliff, why don't you show us what you got, my friend? And we will make fun of you. I mean, we will say how great it is.
Oh no, we're gonna have all the emotions tonight.
All the emotions.
All of them.
First and foremost, my biggest complaints in comics is there's not enough gratuitous men. right? There's gratuitous women day in and day out. But where are my gratuitous men? DC started to deliver this week.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
I'm
did.
so happy for you, Clay.
Bam!
They
Look at
started
that
doing
night.
all that.
Ah,
Look at that
that's
night.
enough.
You got to subscribe to Nightwing or get it on your pull list because Nightwing always has some sort of one of his covers is always something.
Yeah, it's always
I know,
something
but
like that.
lately his
Isn't
covers
it
have been
Superman?
mimicking Daredevil, and also I really just fell off with the book. But that's okay, because he at least
You actually read these books? You actually read these books. It's amazing.
Yeah, Superman and Batman did
Some of
one too.
Then bam!
Oh, look at
There you
that
go.
one.
Now these covers are called sweater weather covers, and don't worry, they've made some lady ones too, including a Choi Wonder Woman variant.
Where is it?
I'm sure all of you are going to melt over.
Do you
okay?
have it? Are you going to show
Alright.
it?
No, that didn't come out yet. Didn't come out yet.
Ah,
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
Wonder Woman wasn't out this week, I don't think.
Yeah. And World's Finest.
Yeah, that's the one I seen. Yeah.
Trev
Yeah.
has you down.
Yeah. Make that hot tub, Kal-El.
The shirtless fetish.
That's a look at that. Now the thing is, every time Batman goes shirtless, and he does,
He
on
keeps the mask
occasion,
on.
he always has the cowl on, though.
Well, of course,
I mean,
yeah.
it's-
He's a
it's-
furry guy too.
Hide all the other redeeming features.
Yeah,
And
like
I'm
the
so-
12 pack.
I'm so late to the party. I did not know that every issue of New Gods was going to have an acetate cover, and it breaks my heart because these are brilliant.
They're
Like
beautiful.
there's her face, and then underneath, boom. All right.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
You know? And
Very
then
nice.
there's this happening on the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently, when you have all the issues, it will turn into this big like map of something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm just devastated because I missed out on issue 1, and I'm like, well, I missed the boat on that.
Well, there's these website pages that'll have it for you.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to pay more for it. It's already a $10 book by itself.
Let me
The
ask you a
FOMO will
question,
die.
I'm a big
Who
fan of
put a price on
original-
the anti-life equation? Really? I mean, come on now.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
ask you a question.
there can be prices. There can be prices. Yes, there can be, because I got some books that I really, really, really want to buy, and I don't need to spend it on gimmicks, even though I am enjoying that book very much.
So I was going to ask you that. Are you enjoying the story?
Yes. Oh my
Okay.
God, Ron V knows how to tell a story. Now, for you old school New God folks, maybe it won't quite be for you, right? But it's still quite brilliant. All right. The fact that Darkseid is now absent from the DCU at large is just unsettling ripple effects, right? So there is no god of evil. So now they're worried about whatever next child manifest is going to be a problem. So a new god child has been born. They're on Earth, and it is a problem.
Okay. All
So
right.
it's
Thanks for
very
that summary. That's good.
That's your.
Because I'm one of the old
regular A
New
cover.
Gods guys, and so I
Okay,
didn't
I'm-
pick this up
I am
because
too.
anytime they try to reconstitute this thing, it's sucked in the past.
Listen,
So I never did.
I really think, Steve, do you agree with me? This is a really nice take. don't you
I
think?
enjoyed the first one. I can't wait to read the second one because the first one it hooked me. I like the New Gods of the original series. I read that one and I enjoyed it, so I'm back for another round.
Okay.
So I'm all in. Hold on, let me get some things out of the way. All right, so here's a purchase I made from Very Gary recently.
Ooh.
Nice.
And of course, I showed this off on Guess That Key this week.
Yeah, what
Yes.
number is that?
55.
55.
It is
55,
the
eh?
fourth appearance of the Silver Surfer and the first time that he's wearing his trunks.
Okay.
Because apparently, when Galactus turns you cosmic, maybe you still have junk to cover up.
Like
Or the
Dr.
comics
Manhattan.
show just got annoyed.
Somebody
Thank
must have said something.
you. Yes.
Some parent wrote in all angry.
I love that book.
That's a great
I
cover.
love that book.
And
That
of course,
entire run.
what is the significance of this?
Max, sorry, the Fleischer, Jim Aparo Spectres.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
absolutely wonderful books.
Yeah.
I
So
love
good.
the blue on the Adventure Comics thing. I mean, that to
It's
me.
so good. And I love the use of blue throughout the cover.
What number is that now again?
That's 431.
431.
Look at that. He didn't even have to look close. He was like 431. I'm like, I love that. I love it.
That's three
That's
copies
our
of it.
encyclopedia.
Yeah. I was looking to grab a copy of this, and can you believe that one magically appeared in my LCS?
How perfect
Really?
is that?
Wow.
Look
Yes.
at the guy's hands are melting.
Yeah.
That's
Nobody
great.
are melting. The Spectre is a punishing. You know?
That series was known for the violent and gory punishments that were meted out on the guys. It was
I love the recent issue of Wonder Woman where Detective Chimp is investigating the Sovereign and he confronts Circe and she's like, "What are you? What do you think you are to me?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know, Circe, blah, 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 blah. And I guess that would be," and the Spectre appears, "a sin," and starts torturing Circe for information. And I was like, ooh, I've never felt bad for Circe before. Woo!
Make you feel bad for a villain.
nah.
So speaking of my LCS, he gave me a few things for my birthday, good old Anthony.
Nice.
Jimmy Olsen, 137.
Okay.
Very good.
That's cool.
Classic Kirby, Newsboy Legion.
The
If
Kirby
Jimmy-
Superman fixed a little bit by Neil Adams.
I just did. Actually, I don't know who fixed this face because this is not the Neil Adams face.
That's
That
a
would have
classic
been
Kirby face.
Yeah.
no, yeah.
And then, much to my surprise, he also gave me the last issue of the first ongoing Supergirl series.
Ooh,
Very cool, Prez. Yes.
Nice.
With
Yes.
Fred, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
So this was very cool and certainly not something I have in my collection.
now we're cooking with peanut.
Anthony's
oil.
I met him that one time. Very nice guy.
He really
Yeah.
is great. And then last but not least, he got me this
Oh, a strawberry.
for my Super Sons collection.
Very nice.
Whoa.
That's a great cover.
It is. It's beautiful, right?
Oh, so that's Jonathan Kent and
and Damien.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the artist on that cover?
The cover artist is
Reading the right side of the label.
well, I'm reading the left side of the label.
Left side.
Actually,
Oh,
Right,
the left
yes.
side.
Canadians.
Rafa Saramento.
Oh, okay,
Oof.
not somebody I know, but very
Yeah,
good.
not somebody I know either. And
That's
of
a nice
course, and this one has made a couple of rounds, but I recently picked this up, and it is literally the only one on the CGC census.
Really? Wow.
Yes. And it's from May of 1949. It's Joe Palooka 32.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
I like
And
Joe Palooka.
restored.
Joe Palooka.
Now, I tell you Joe Palooka's story because he used to be in the Daily News, which my father used to pick up all the time. So he used to read it.
Yep.
But in our apartment building, living in Greenwich Village, on the second floor was a guy who was a professional boxer, never amounted to much, but he had blonde hair. And I always thought, this is the real Joe Palooka.
It's
I used to think to
Palooka.
myself, that's
That's
Joe
right.
Palooka sitting down there, you know?
We got the gum as a kid. It would come rolled up, and there would be a Joe Palooka there would be a little cartoon strip in there with the bubble gum.
Hmm.
We
Okay.
get that as kids
Now-
in the 70s.
My last two just arrived. So just for you, they make their debut. You saw me cutting open the packaging
Very good.
live and in person before you. Or no, sorry, live but not in person.
Yeah.
Um, So first, Punisher
First one.
2099, number one.
Oh, look at
cool.
that.
That's that new CBCS
That's
label.
right.
I love this new label so much.
And those slabs are nice.
The
And the
slabs are
slabs are nice. My ass is turning on CGC in a heartbeat.
Wow.
In a
Yeah, and they jack the prices up, and you got Banana
They
Gate.
jack
Look
the
at this.
prices
Look
up,
at this.
and they're making you wait longer. Not
Uh-huh.
them. Not them. And I got this beautiful label too. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
I'm digging that new one too.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that label. That's good.
And in all that wonderful excitement and my love of that new label, how about Amazing Spider-Man 388 in a 9.8?
Cool.
Right.
You're good.
Very
So I
cool.
got two beautiful foilies. Very pleased.
CBCS. Yeah.
Yes, and I was gonna say, and they're the most beautiful CBCS labels. Oh, I have two more.
Well, we've got more apparently. Stay tuned, folks. There will be.
Okay,
That
while
one
he's
more.
gone, we'll sing a little
I got
song.
it. I'm coming. I'm coming.
We're
I'm
singing this.
coming.
Oh, he's running. He's
There
running.
he goes. He's
Gonna
back.
work
Knew
up a
exactly
sweat.
where they were.
All right. So we got. Woo,
We're gonna
Oh
see
my
shirtless Cliff next because he's sweating.
We got Swamp Thing 31 and a 9.2.
Very
Nice.
cool.
That's
Very
nice.
There
cool.
we go. DC
And
goodness, baby.
32 and a 9.0.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
I
And they're
love that.
both,
That's
and
a-
not that I don't think it matters that they're both newsstands, but that's neat.
Yeah.
No,
I like
that's
the
a
cover.
great run too. That's a fun run to read.
It's a fantastic run, and again, got them for pennies on the dollar.
Sure.
The only one I can't get for pennies on the dollar is the first John Constantine.
Can't
Oh,
imagine why.
37. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that book drives me crazy because I had it in my hands when I was a kid and I put it back and I never got it. So I refuse to pay the money for that now because I could have got it for $1.25 back in the day.
Okay,
I love
listen.
Constantine,
You
too.
listen. We all got to give up that we could buy stuff for $1.25 and
Yep.
75 cents. Like I give up on that, but I do refuse to pay $1,300. Like no,
Yes, agreed.
you know,
Makes me very
It
happy.
ain't
I grabbed
happening.
mine for $7 30 years ago. You know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
yeah.
Well,
it was pretty
when I
decent.
pay 13 or 1400, it's for when I finally get my 0.5 or 1.0 Brave and the Bold number 28. That's where I'm gonna
There
put
you
mine.
go.
Exactly.
See, that's
Oh,
a
yeah,
goal.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I might pay something like that, but like it has to be Action Comics 252, you know. And
Yeah.
also, I clearly have to save up for a whole freaking year. So God help me.
Well, the other
Yeah.
thing too is I got to get this house finished in Cape Cod, and then I could start putting away some money and getting some of the higher price books that I would like to get. You know,
And
but
I gotta
can't do any
figure
of
out
that
how to continue. I gotta figure out how to boost my side hustle on OnlyFans so that I too can stay in the collector's mix.
That's
Oh,
it.
Cliff, those are very good. Thank you for showing. And
gotta do
again,
what you
Cliff
gotta
might be
do.
leaving at any point in time to get ready for his show at 9:00. We're going to try to
Yep.
finish as quickly as we can to get close to 9:00, so that you'll go over to Cliff's channel and watch him with John's Comics with Kids. Is that who it is?
No, Brother John.
Brother
Comics.
John.
Brother
I get
John.
confused with the
Yeah.
John. Sorry.
I
There's
listen.
so
When I
many
go to the
Johns.
John, I get
dream is to have
confused.
the council. My dream is to have the Council of Johns. You know,
That's good. That's good.
That could tragically backfire.
I think it'll be hilarious and drunken.
What kind of Johns do you have?
That's fine.
All right, Chuck, do you want to go next?
Sure thing.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. So I stumbled across a Whatnot show where a guy was selling the genre books that I've been looking for. And he had a big run of a particular title, Justice League Unlimited. And of course, he didn't show the one book that I needed because supposedly all of his books were unorganized. However, in staying on there for 2 freaking hours, waiting for that one book to finish a run, I grabbed a bunch of other stuff because, self-control. So these are a lot
A lack thereof, right?
well, they were only $2, so I can at least justify it that way.
that's acceptable.
Yeah. So I got a bunch of kids comics. As y'all know, I like the TV connections and whatnot. So we got a really cool Batman Beyond here
Ooh.
with my favorite
Wow.
guest star, Duck Dodgers from the 24th and a half century.
Duck Dodger.
I love Duck Dodgers. So this is just an awesome cover. It was a lot of fun to grab, and for $2, why not? Picked up a Cartoon Network block party with the Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
This series is they're averaging $15 or $20 on eBay.
Really?
Jesus, really?
And he sold the last issue of Powerpuff Girls on that auction that night for $25. Now I already have it. I got to get a bunch of the other ones, but I was really surprised at the value of these books. But the kids who were on the Cartoon Network, 1997 to 2003, 2004, they got money now.
Yeah.
So they got money.
Yep. So they're getting their nostalgia in.
That's right. So they're getting their
That's good.
nostalgia.
We got to get more, young kids involved in the comic book world. So.
Well, that's right. Yes.
When that show was on, I always thought it was for little girls,
You need to
Well-
watch that show.
It theoretically
there's a
was only
following.
for little girls, but it's a really smart show. I've got
Was
the DVD collection here.
Oh,
And
It's a smart show. It's a sassy show. There's adult humor that goes over the children's
Yes.
heads.
no, I didn't know that. Yeah.
They had an entire episode, Joe, called Meet the Beat-Alls, where they tried to pack every single Beatles reference, visual, audio, character-wise, that they could. I have never laughed so hard
Now, what's
Because
that?
I'm a
Meet,
huge
meet
Beatles
the
fan.
beat. What was it again?
Beat, B-E-A-T, new
Okay.
space, A-L-L-S.
A-L-L.
Absolutely hysterical.
I'll have to
If
look
you know
for
the
it.
Beatles, you mean there's a Pete Best
I'm a big
cameo.
Beatles fan, so I'll take a
Yeah,
look.
there's a Stu Sutcliffe cameo in there, for God's sake. I mean, that's all I got to tell you right there. So,
Okay.
all right. On to something a little bit older.
Nice.
He had a
Yeah.
nice higher grade Casper, and while I'm not a Harvey guy, for $2 to $3, that seemed to be
Bunch of those as a kid.
why not, right? You know.
Yep.
So,
Looks in
anyways,
pretty good shape too.
I always remember Casper's cartoons being extraordinarily sad.
Oh,
They
yes.
were always
Yeah.
tragic.
yeah,
Until
Casper's
he
always
becomes
sad.
friends with the people at the end, though. Then it kind of turns
Yeah.
around. It always turns around.
Yeah, he's like Lassie.
So we had a couple of Roger Rabbits here.
Nice.
Again, these Roger Rabbit books are starting to pop up everywhere. It's kind of surprising. So here's another one. And they're a lot of fun to read.
That is pretty cool, though.
Another old school here. Yosemite Sam.
Oh, yeah, I have that
Oh, I
one
love
somewhere
him.
in my collection. The gold.
And it's a
Tooth.
nice
Yeah.
it's a nice high grade. Again, it's not very valuable. It's probably a $10 book, but you know.
Yeah, but who cares?
Still.
I mean, that's our childhood right there, watching the Looney Tunes.
Well, and eventually, look, I mean, people have rediscovered romance books, for God's sakes. Gold keys are bound to take off at some point, just because. I mean, you know, we're starting to statistically get to that point. He had a bunch of Teen Titans stuff, which was kind of cool. And they were going, not necessarily these ones, but some of the other ones were going
that's
for
one of the
$5 or
newer ones.
$10.
Yeah.
They're really in demand, a lot of them, you know?
They are. I really like
Go.
this cover with
Yeah.
the Robin Mite there. You know,
Very cartoony.
that was really cool. And then I was also able to grab one of these, which was neat.
Retro
And then-
60s looking.
Yeah, that's right. And so the final ones for this round were a bunch of Young Justice books, and I love the Young Justice cartoon up until really the 4th season, and I like most of the 4th season, the last season. I just have issue with how they treated one particular character, and that was Mary Batson.
Oh, that's pretty.
I know,
like
but they did something similar in the comics with Mary, so I
That's
could deal with that.
Yeah, it just the writing felt lazy to me on that one.
Well,
So,
they had to do everything those 4-episode arcs, so like I know it was it was a tight call.
yeah. And then there we go.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's it for this round. But again, these Young Justice books, they're kind of cool. And some of them actually tie in with the series itself. So it's a nice
I found the
extension.
series, because of the way they did it, a little bit confusing. You know? I don't know. The storylines kind of jumped on each other, and you had to kind of, I don't know. To me, I found it a bit confusing.
Well, like I said, I enjoyed most of the series, and I enjoyed most of season 4, except
When they
exactly, Trev. That's well, they hinted at him in season 3 also, and just
season 2.
Well, yeah,
Dark side, and then season 3 was fine, and then Granny Goodness, you know, and
Granny
like
Goodness
Dark
stuff was
Side.
great though. I enjoyed the Granny.
You know what I
Goodness.
think? I think
Yeah,
they
I
go
like
too
Granny
off
Goodness.
into the dark side thing. I think that's where the laziness comes in, Chuck. You know, dark side is awesome, but you got to use them more sparingly than they
Well,
do.
then Young Justice gets credit for
Yeah, I
using
was
him
gonna say,
sparingly because he rarely appears.
He's
just
got like 5 cameos, and one of them's in a flashback.
Yeah, but the rest of his people do, so it's kind of all like a war.
I know, but you don't think it's fun to have nearly the entire Justice League freaking at the mercy of Granny Goodness? Like, that's how I remember comics being badass. Like when Moon Dragon showed up as Madam McEvil, and then later we found out that the whole reason she pulled that shit was to test the Avengers because she knew Thanos was coming. That is some badass shit. That's where I want to go back to. I want to go back to that.
I
Yeah,
guess
but you gotta keep a writer.
put me in my place. That's it. So.
But you got to keep a writer on staff long enough to be able to do that. And
Yeah, you know, and some of the staff writers were on both runs of the series.
Yeah. All right, Steve, save me.
Wife and I went to the thrift store, and she's always like, So this time I dropped her off, and then I went to my LCS, picked up my books, and I came back, and she's got the shopping cart full of a stack of comic books. And then this one
Ooh.
was on the top that intrigued me. So back in 1996, DC dropped a whole bunch of cards.
Yeah.
And they was like a cult classic. People were going apeshit over these cards. Well, this is the book that has all of that artwork inside of it from
Wow.
what's this? Ruth Morrison, original stories by Doug Munch, and it's got 4 different artists. You got Carl Critchlow, Duncan, how do I pronounce that name? Fagredo, Scott Hampton, and Dermot Power. And man, oh man, when I started flipping through it and I was checking out some of the artwork in here, man, like just incredible stuff.
Wow.
Like these cards were pretty cool back then, and it told a whole story too. So I mean, like that one right there, like there's your Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it was like $6 or $7 or something for this freaking
Sure.
book, and it's got like a gazillion photos and all the artwork of the card collection. The entire card collection's in here, along with all the bonus stuff at the back. So
Nice.
I thought that
That's
was
awesome.
pretty
That looks
freaking
like a
dope.
weird book.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the dust cover on it's a little messed up and stuff, but hey, who cares? Like
That's okay.
I thought that was okay for
That is okay. Yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to stand
For
here.
DC. Trev, you're making fun of DC, Trev.
Better put it down because it's not going to live.
It's too heavy.
It's
Even
too
for your
heavy.
soldered holder.
But I thought it was cool. And then I just grabbed a couple of like dollar books from
Oh,
that were in there.
you
So
go.
some Kull the Conqueror, little Khazar action.
Uh-huh.
What else I got? Just this one, Predator Race War.
Okay.
Just something that I was grabbing up. But here's the piece de resistance from a little con that I went to in the Schwiggity Schwa that I didn't think I was going to find anything. And we got some nice Charlton military books.
There you go.
Like Fighting Air Force. This is this 12-cent goodness from the 60s.
Right.
But wait, there's more. And these were all like $3, $2. They're not in the greatest of condition, but I started reading the stories, and the stories aren't too bad in these things. And there's a whole bunch of different types of, we got Fighting Air Force.
You got the Navy.
Fighting Marine. Yeah, I got Fighting Marines. I got Fighting Navy. I don't know what numbers a lot of these are. I think some of them are on the back. Like that's number 40. This one's number 38. But just some stellar storytelling that would not be told.
Yeah, they're really good. I have to tell you a quick. Let me tell you a quick story before the next one up. So I showed some of these because I had some that I bought when I was a kid, and one of my comics my mom let me keep episodes, and I said by mistake, "Fighting Marines." And people went bananas. It's fighting. It's fighting. It's not fighting. It's fighting.
Fighting. Yeah, there's no G on there.
Right.
It's just N with an apostrophe, and that's what you get.
Yes.
But yeah, great covers. Like I found a whole
they're good.
honey hole of these things. And that's a good one there too. Fighting Navy with the submarine captains and the whole battle in the Atlantic. That was pretty cool. That one, like what kid wouldn't want to pick this book up? Like, holy crap, you got the flying fortress going through, getting blasted away. You got the Nazi submarine there or the building or whatever. And
I'm the only kid. I used to see that in the comic store. I'm like, no, that's boring. I need superpowers.
and the last one for this round, the
I got
Fighting
that one.
Five.
Fighting Five.
Yeah.
Fighting Five.
Those are interesting reads, and the Fighting Five is especially interesting. They're trying to figure out what are they trying to copy there, because a lot of the Charlton stuff, you can kind of see elements of it in other books from other companies sometimes.
Fighting Five always felt to me like a Blackhawks ripoff.
Yes, exactly.
You know what? Yeah, that's how it kind of reads too. When I'm going through it, I'm going, hey, is there a little similarity here? I think so. And then I had to show this one off earlier to Chuck because I just picked that one up too with the same little con.
Bionic Woman.
Yeah, for like $5 or something. Then there was a second one there at the same con, and the guy wanted like $20 or something for it. It was a pretty nice grade, but
yeah, the Western and military stuff. The Western not so much, but the military. If I see one that kind of grabs my interest, and it's not very expensive, and most of them are not, then I'll pick it up. But Westerns. I got a few from way back when, but not really too many. Because when I was a kid, there was Westerns were on TV all the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bonanza, Tom Mick,
Gunsmoke. I mean, there was, and the
Gunsmoke.
movies,
Oh yeah, there were tons of them. Clint
tons of
Eastwood
them.
had a gazillion of them, right?
Yeah, so it wasn't like you know, you needed it. And there was also a lot of war stuff too. But
Oh,
again,
yeah.
growing up in the 60s, World War II was 15, you know, 20 years before. And so a lot of people had experienced that. I didn't. I was born right after it, but you know, people knew about it. And so some of the stories that were written, you know, were written by people and drawn by people like Joe Kubert that had experienced this type of stuff.
Right.
So it really was realistic. The Sergeant Rock was my favorite. I love Sergeant
Joe
Rock.
Cooper has a whole hardcover that is, the name of it is escaping me, all about his time in the war. I mean,
Yes.
obviously told in a fictional sense, but that thing is like one of the most immersive works I have ever read. And I was like, damn.
Yes, I've heard about that. I've never read it, but I've heard about that.
It is intense.
Yeah. So there were a lot of people like it. So the war ones were really kind of, for me, like big. So I did collect them quite a bit. And again, Sergeant Rock and a lot of the others. Matter of fact, I'm going to put together, I brought them with me down here, a Comics My Mom Let Me Keep. So these are the pre-1969 ones. And I have some of the war ones. I'm going to show some of them when I record that show.
That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that one. Stay tuned, folks.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, I guess I'm up. Okay,
you're up.
So for my first time, and let's see if I can remember some of this stuff that I have here. Well, I know, and this is mostly for you, Steve. You know the.
Oh, I know what it's going to be now.
The Ghost Machine, the Unnamed. I've been keeping up with them. Though I told you like the Rockefellers and some of the others. I haven't
the Rockefellers.
I'm keeping it. I'm narrowing it to the ones that I had gotten early on that I kind of like.
Yeah.
But one of them that I thought was really good was Junkyard Joe.
Oh yeah, it's a
I got, because anything that has a Joe in it, you know, I kind of gravitate towards. But
I wonder why. That's a mystery.
But I missed the first issue, so I have like, what is it, 6 issues or whatever? So I have the other ones. And I haven't read them because I kept looking for number 1. And I went to different comic book shops and all that. And they keep telling me the number 1s are pretty hard to come by. Well, there is a shop in the mall here. And I dropped off my wife to get her hair done. I said, let me just go there and see what the guy has. Well, I walked in there and I told him, I said, do you have any Silver Edge? Because usually he has them segregated. And it doesn't have any new comic books. You know, it has some slabs and a lot of ones that he buys from collections. So he says, no, because, you know, we started that, you know, buy 10 for $1 each thing. I go, what? He says, if you buy at least 10 comic books, he goes, any one in there, doesn't make any difference. If you buy at least 10 comic books, every one you buy is only $1.
Perfect.
And I went, holy shit, how much money?
100 comic books later.
I could have bought
Joe's
40
all
or 50.
excited now. He's getting a short box and he's filling that sucker up.
I could have bought 40 or 50 easily. But I said, I'm going to come back. But you probably won't have the $1 thing anymore. I said, but I'm going to come back. But what I did do is I bought all the ones I'm showing today. I bought a few days ago at this shop. It's called Prime something or other, I forget, but it's called Prime. At this shop for $1 a piece. And the first one that I saw, I said, whoa, Junkyard Joe number 1. He had it listed for $5, but it was $1. So I said, holy shit, I got this. And so I was kind of happy with this. And then I looked over some of the other ones and I said, okay, what else do we have? So, you know, I collect the Shadow. I have all of the first volume from DC. And then DC, the next couple of volumes, they brought the Shadow into the present, you know. And I read one of them and I said, this sucks. You know, I'm not taking this thing. But then the fourth, I think it was the 4th volume, they put him back into the 1930s. And it was a 50 issue thing. I hadn't really started to collect them, but I saw this one and said, for $1, let me start collecting them. He had this listed for $8, buck. This is number 4, I guess.
Okay, right? And then you're into the 80s.
Right. So it's my first one from volume 4. I believe it's volume 4 anyway.
Yeah. From the logo,
Now,
it
the
looks like
next
it's early
one
80s,
is the next one.
Yeah,
Are a copy
it's
of them.
mid 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
mid 80s. Yeah.
You know the Eclipse Airboy, right? And number 5, the
Yeah.
Dave Stevens cover. Everybody likes
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I got
yeah,
that at
yeah.
home. I
Mhm.
think I have a 9.6 on that.
Yeah.
But I
got
saw a
that
bunch
one
of
box.
Airboys, so I picked them up. So I've got Airboy number 2.
Oh, cool.
Very good.
Nice.
These are all $1. He had them for $3.
Good old
Airboy
Eclipse
number
comic.
3.
That's
The
pretty
Heap.
dope. Gee, I wonder what they're stealing there. Yeah.
Actually, the
Right.
Heap is the original. That's would have been the
That
Golden
predates.
Age version. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Predate Swamp Thing.
Yeah, and of course, Airboy goes back to, and I have one of the I forget the publisher, original publisher of Airboy, but I forget whatever. But I have a few of the old ones, and it was a bi-weekly at this time too. When they came out with it. Here's number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay.
Got that great Tim Truman artwork. I mean, that's just fantastic stuff.
So he did have number 5 there for obvious reasons, but I do have a copy at home. I think I have 2 copies at home actually. I have one that's graded and one that's not. So here's number 6, and there were 50 some odd. I think it was 52
Wow.
of these.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe sometime in the future, especially if I make it to age 96, as Cliff requires me to do, I might finish up this run.
Go for the big 1000.
And number 7,
Nice. That's a cool cover.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And number 8. So somebody he bought. I don't know if somebody picked up the number 1 before I got there, but
They had a run.
this is 2 through 8 minus the 5. And the 1.
Bondage, sure, exposed chest, yes.
Got
Thank
part of the
you,
It looks like he's having a
on.
Duran Duran music video. So I'm just letting you know.
I
Like
know,
a
but
homage
that's
of some
just
character we might know.
splash, a splash
Little
of
Todd
sex.
McFarlane-ish.
2 more.
He
I
looks
have
hungry
a-
like the wolf.
Cliff's gonna have to get that on the FOMO list there.
Yeah. So I just came across this, and I saw it, and I said, "Is this who I think it is?"
Maybe it is. Come on.
Oh boy,
No
look at
freaking
that.
No way. That's a wicked cover.
Who is
That
the
miniature.
Who is the artist?
Who is true to
His initials down here are AH.
Oh,
Adam
no
Hughes.
way. It's an Adam Hughes cover.
Yes, an Adam Hughes
Holy
cover.
crap, man.
And I've been collecting the Wonder Woman. So he
Yeah.
only did this. This was a 3-issue miniseries where she teaches. I looked it up, so because I haven't read it, but she teaches some of the other Wonder people, about things and so forth. And out of the 3, because I said, "Oh, did he do all 3 covers? Oh, I gotta go get it." No, he only did this one.
Damn. Well, at least you got it though. So I mean,
But when I saw it, I said, "This looks like Hughes."
for $1.
And then I looked down at the bottom. I saw AH.
AH, yeah, his unique signature, 2 letters.
So I said, "That's it. That's good."
Nice,
And the last one,
great. Now that's one I gotta get.
yeah, I know. I gave Cliff. I gave as an AOK to Steve a bunch of my Adam Hughes Wonder Woman thing, and he
And
kept
I
on
still
fawning over
got
it so
him.
much. I started to say, "I want him back," and then I started going out and buying them myself because I felt like, "Oh my god!"
I need these in my life.
Right.
And they're
So
not
this one
cheap.
I just
No.
came across. It's a Valiant thing. I don't know. Did I write down when it was from? I put a couple of notes down. I think it's from like 1989, 1990, something like that.
Somebody
But
can
it's
Google
Shadow
it.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But the reason I picked this up, and you like this, is because
Gary B's in.
Steven Tyler
Aerosmith issue.
Oh,
And Aerosmith.
right on.
Oh wow.
That was
team up with Shadow Man. And
Yeah.
there's Steven Tyler and the rest of the
90.
band on the cover.
3, I think.
Man,
I
even
remember
from
that
back
coming
then,
out.
Steven Tyler looks phenomenal on that cover.
So when I
And
saw
another
this, I
one.
said, "Holy shit, I got to pick this one up," So, I mean, for $1, all of these were $1.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
You know?
no
So,
brainers.
yeah,
Adam
so
Hughes
no-brainers.
for $1.
So that's my first round on that. I mean, it's just some of the comics. I could have easily gotten another 20 that were there. He has a lot of stuff that's more modern and things like that. But occasionally, I bought some Golden Age from him.
Wow.
Occasionally, because he just buys
Mhm.
stuff from people that come in there. Occasionally, he has some good stuff there. I mean, so you just got to go there and check it out and see what he has.
You got your little honey hole.
You spend an hour going through the boxes.
Every time you guys say honey hole, I just get a little. I just get like a little.
Tingling.
Great. We're getting Cliff all excited.
Tingling. There we go.
Relax. It's
Control
okay.
yourself, Cliff. Control yourself. This is a family show.
We're getting ready for his next one.
I was like, don't make me pull clips of all them titty books.
Oh,
He's not on tonight, so yeah, I'm
I'm
just
hoping
telling
he's
you.
doing well because we haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, I hope he is too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, Cliff, I know you got to leave us soon, but we're not kicking you out. We just want to make sure you don't forget about your show at 9:00.
Listen, I've got alarms, timers. I've got a separate window with the StreamYard waiting for me.
Okay.
So if he just randomly goes dark, we know why. So it's okay.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Chuck, my friend, you're up
All right.
for the second time.
So round number 2 here, we've got a little bit older set of books here for the most part. These are from a couple of Whatnot auctions and then an eBay one or 2 eBays. So just literally got these in the mail yesterday. A guy was showing off, flipping through a box of Silver Age stuff. And I wish he had shown them a little closer. I wouldn't have bought one of them, but that's just it's what it is. But for $10 each, I picked up a pair of Sea Devils.
Oh, that's cool.
We talk about great covers, man.
Oh, wow.
I love these painted covers.
Color.
Just the
purple
imagery
looks
on there.
amazing.
Now, when I was in grammar school, there was a nun that had eyes just like that.
Great.
That explains
That's the stuff of
that
nightmare.
explains many things. But 10-cent DC, even in beat to hell condition for $10, you can't go wrong on that.
No, not 10-cent goodness, baby. No way.
And then here we have number 6, and I couldn't see on this picture that there was a big chunk out of the bottom here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
But,
crap. Yeah.
Still,
Still, it doesn't take away from the artwork, though. I mean,
No, it doesn't.
draws you into it.
It just tells me who not to buy from again. So that's one of the problems with Whatnot is when they do those super fast auctions, you just don't have time to look at stuff.
Oh, to look since you're bidding on it. Okay.
Yeah. So, but that's okay. Also, from another dealer on Whatnot, I was able to work on my run of Super Friends, which kind of silly, but nevertheless, we're showing a lot of great DC tonight. So,
Oh yeah.
people are probably really excited here.
I
So-
know. I think that
Oh.
Trev is enjoying this show.
There we go. Got another great Super Friends here.
Those are
Oh
good
wow,
covers.
Batman's allowed to do something and they're on the cover and everything.
Oh yeah. Kick
I
the
know.
crap out of
It's
that guy.
almost like he had his own TV show or something. It's amazing.
Yeah.
In fact, speaking of Batmans and Batman friends, my favorite Bat villain shows up here,
Oh,
Yeah,
Scarecrow.
and great Scarecrow cover there.
That is
So
cool.
it's actually a really good story. I'm really impressed. Most of the Super Friends stories are not. This
this
one is
one was.
actually pretty good. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. So found another guy on eBay. He was doing a deal, buy 2, get 2 free. I like that deal.
Mhm.
So the book that drew me to him allowed me to finish a run. So I now have the entire run
Oh,
of
the Silver
Marvel
Hawk.
Star
Yeah.
Silverhawks. No, I'm not reading the current. I didn't know there was a current Silverhawk series. So
Yeah, it's gonna start. Ed Brisson's doing it.
yeah, I'll probably pick them up and look at them in the store, but I'm
Yeah,
trying very
Dynamite.
hard not to pick up a lot of new series right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to have
He'll be in my local LCS too. So if you want a signed copy of that one, I can do that for you.
I would. Let's talk. Let's talk after the show. That sounds good. So, but this is cool. So I now have that entire run. But I had to find other books, and he had a nice run of mid-grade Avengers, not Avengers, but Invaders. So I filled a couple holes on Invaders.
Cliff
Oh,
loves the Invaders.
here we go. Cliff,
So
get
here
warmed
we
up.
go.
brother.
Got a nice one here, Liberty Legion and stuff. These are, 7, 8s, And if that hadn't have been buy 2, get 2 free, I would have overpaid badly. But,
Chuck, on this show, we don't care about grades. We
I
go
know.
for the comic book.
I go for the comic book too, but I also want to get a good bang for the buck. So
I gotta say, I'm with Chuck on that.
As long as you're not spending my money, Chuck, we don't care. We just want to see the comic books.
That's all right. So here we go. Another Great Invaders here. I have, I think now the first 17, 18 issues of Invaders. So I've got most of the run. It's just,
How long is the run, Chuck? Do you know?
41.
41?
41 issues, not including the annual and the giant size.
That'll be a
And then, of course,
cover. I have that one.
That's cool.
I had to get this cover. So,
Nice.
So we're working on it. And then finally, one of the people who I occasionally get stuff with, is her group is called Generations, and she has just like her dad's collection of comics, some of her granddad's collection of comics, her stuff. Every once in a while, she sells graded stuff that she's gotten graded from the collection. And I happened to get an eBay notification that she listed a bunch of new stuff. And as many of y'all know, certainly at least Doug knows, I've been working on a run of Nancy that have the Peanuts backups in them. And so she happened to have a copy of it that I didn't have up for sale, slabbed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and a 9.
Look at that red.
Really nice 9.0 here. Honestly, it's
Damn, that is beautiful.
I would actually argue with the grade a little bit and probably raise it just a tad. It's the reds are just so sharp on it.
Looks beautiful.
Wow.
Now, of course, obviously I can't read the Peanuts backup, which sucks. But I was the only person who bid on this, which is not a huge surprise. But
it's a niche market, right?
I think it's me and Doug whenever he gets the money to go chase after the Peanut stuff. So
and Mark maybe.
Hello. So.
Okay.
So that's the last of my pickups for this month, but it's a really cool one.
Very nice. That's a good book.
And you got a good deal on that one too, didn't you?
You got it for $55. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. To send it in to slab it now, like geez, by the time you clean
that costs money.
pay for the book.
You started 40, 45, whatever it is.
Right.
And then 6 months later,
if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right, and that's all I've got. So there we go.
Great.
All right. I'm gonna
White Walker. You going, Cliff?
Cliff,
Cliff.
Thanks for coming by, Cliff. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll come by and stop there as soon as we'll stop by your place as soon as we're finished here.
I will catch the rest of this on the rewind.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
All right, we're gonna keep going with DC because
Yeah.
these ones I picked up at an auction because I've talked about it before. My Wonder Woman collection, Volume 2. It's 226 books, and there's a lot that I need. So I'm just going through and filling because back in the 80s into the 90s, I stopped with all my series through the 80s around issue 30, and that's where I kind of terminated everything. So now I'm just kind of finding these auctions, and these are like $2 books. That's some Perez goodness, number 46.
I've never seen that cover before. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's more of a painted cover. So
yeah,
it is kind of wild. Yeah, they did some weird ones in there. This is George Perez 255. Nice psychedelic cover.
Wow, yeah,
the old Psycho Man there.
Yeah,
Everybody's
I haven't read a lot of these, so I still got to read them. And carrying on with this is 65. This is when somebody else took over the writing duties. I know they went to Loeb after a while. Let's see, this is one here is Loeb 82. Nice big shot of Ares.
Yeah,
looking formidable.
And is Wonder Woman tied up there?
Yeah, she's got some bondage action going on.
Yes. Yep. Throwback.
It's amazing how much love that run of Wonder Woman is getting now.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, those books just sat.
Oh, they did. And I mean, 50-cent bins, nothing. Like every time I go into the LCS, I could just yank these things out for $1 or whatever. And you're right. But it's the Adam Hughes ones that are freaking and getting the big money now.
Sure.
Yeah. They're like
even the non-Hughes stuff though is still.
Yeah, like when you get into the John Byrne stuff. So this is like the 90s goodness stuff right there.
Yeah.
So what issue is that? 193. Yep, that's more of the low.
The Brian Bolin covers too are pretty good.
Yeah, Brian Bolin covers. We have a lot of those.
So Steve and I have this AH issue
fan club.
Yeah, we do, and a
All
lot of
right,
them
she's
like
tied up again.
20
That's
bucks again,
great.
and then yeah,
There you
Brings
go.
it back to Moulton's time, when she
that's it.
was tied up or something almost on every cover.
This one's 112. This John Byrne cover. Got a little
Mhm.
doomsday action going on there. Holding
got
on to
that.
the tiara.
I bought that run completely off the. I had that as on my pull list when. So I'm a big John Byrne fanboy.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
good stuff.
And then this one's 213 with Rucka.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my bunch of my little finds there. And then the my LCS was having all these deals going on, so I picked up these.
Cool.
They're like a trade of Weird Science, because to buy the actual books is something beyond my financial capabilities at this point in time in my life. So the next best thing is to pick these up, because a lot of these issues have mad comic book covers in them. And of course, the one that I'm really after, my big grail book, is number 16, which is the very first advertisement for Mad #1 is in the front back cover of that book. So that's one that I definitely would want to pick up, but it's a pricey book. My comic shop has one, and it's like a 3.0 for $1,000. So,
oh boy,
and it's a raw book. It's not even a graded book.
God, it's not even graded.
No, so graded books, they cost a little bit. So when my store had a big deal going on, I think I paid like $12 or something for these. So why not? And it's got, the whole run of Weird Science, including the advertisement in there. So I get those lovely pages in the front there with the mad stuff. Let's see if that's number 11. Yeah, it won't be in this one there, but they show stuff like that in the back of them. So 16 and up, it's all just mad stuff on the front, on the inside cover. So I was a big fan of that.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
I'm just looking at the question from Still Only 35 Cents. What you can do is go to the My Comic Shop website.
Those are going to fall. Yes.
And where they have the searching type of thing, I've done that with Adam Hughes. You can put it in there and it'll bring up the Adam Hughes stuff. And I've done the same thing with the Key Collector app. It'll bring them up too. So there's ways of getting those numbers down. So for example, I use CLZ. And so I found out I got all the ones from volume 2 that are Adam Hughes covers. And when I went in there, I put down I forget what it's like, wanted or whatever the right word is for those. So when I go in with my phone, it's pretty simple. I just pull that up and I see whether I have it or whether it's one that I want. And I look at the numbers. And so I don't necessarily have to buy it twice, which I used to do quite often before I started using CLC. I used to buy doubles and triples of these. Oh, I think I need this one. And I didn't. So there's different ways of being able to find that out. I don't know what the answer is offhand, but Brian Boland he did have a long run on her in the 90s. Yeah.
And it's all scattered throughout from 140 up to almost 200 is all the Adam Hughes covers for Wonder Woman Volume 2. And it's scattered throughout, like he did a bulk of the books, and then suddenly he dropped off, and then he came back, did a bunch more. So but there's a tremendous amount of them, and there's some that are very pricey, like the one with the old Wonder Woman and new Wonder Woman. That
I'd love to get.
185. Yes.
Yeah,
I've been looking for that.
200 and change for that book. Yeah, and I picked it up for
why he did so
$2.
many.
I couldn't believe that I found it for that.
How much?
I was just flabbergasted. $2. And the thing is mint, like mint.
Well, I'm hoping to find it somewhere where somebody doesn't realize the value of that thing.
And that's it. This guy had no idea he was selling all the.
And I'll pay more than $2 for it.
Start the bidding war.
Well, I don't know if he has a thing for her. I think he's probably assigned to it. I don't know if he asked about it, but that's an interesting thing. Maybe we can find out how Brian Boland got connected to the Wonder Woman comic book.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm bringing up the rear as usual, but so the next 10 books are the other 10 books I bought for $1 a piece. Now, Howard Chaykin, you guys know that guy, right? He's written a lot of different books and so forth. Matter of fact, I put it over there, but that 4th volume of The Shadow, I believe he's the guy who went back to DC and brought the Shadow back into the 1930s. I don't know if he drew them because he also used to draw and write, but I think he came back and he definitely wrote that part of it. All right.
Right.
So back when the first comic company started, they were looking for people to do different comic books. And one comic book, so they asked Chaykin to do something, and he came up with this idea, and this became, I believe, based on what I've read, kind of the main or the best-selling comic book for the first company, and it was American Flag.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And American Flag, the first series, he did almost all of the writing and almost all of the artwork. Not all of it. I think it's 50 issues. I think I wrote that down. From 83 to 86. Then there was a second series, which was a little bit shorter. So when going through this thing, I saw he had a whole bunch of volume 1 of American Flag for a buck.
Cool.
So he was selling them original price on all these, I think, was $3. But I got them for a buck, which was, for some of the earlier ones, was the actual cover price in the United States, $1.25 in Canada. So the first one I picked up is and I'm looking forward to reading these. I wish I had them.
They are a great read, by the way, Joe. They really
I mean, everything I've heard about it, it was really good. And I always had it like on, kind of, you always have kind of a mental list of something that you might be interested in. And this is it. But then when I came across it, holy cow, I just pulled them all out. Anyone that he had there. So the first one was number 6. Let me make myself big.
That's cool.
There you go.
First one's number 6.
Look at those covers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the story is kind of interesting as I understand it. I can't remember. Yeah, anyway, but
it's a dystopian America where
yes.
people are in like shopping malls and stuff, and there's no real government anymore. And Flag is a former TV.
That's right. He's a TV actor or something. Yeah.
Who played a cop, and now he's really a cop, and there's a talking cat and all sorts of other crazy things too.
Right.
So
this is number 6. This one is number 8.
That's a cool cover. I like that.
Yeah.
Take this job and
shove it. All right.
I ain't working here no more.
That's right.
Number 9.
Oh, there we go.
It's kind of, in his artwork, it's kind of unique, and I think anyway. Okay. I really like this cover. This is number 10. And that's the way it is.
Clint Eastwood cover with the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
V for victory.
With the robot legs.
Yeah.
This is another cool cover.
He's like a bionic man, is he?
Yeah, this is number 11.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
And these were very adult books at the time with lots of violence, not explicit nudity, but certainly much more than you would have seen normally. I remember they were making like the top 10 list of best books in like 1984, 1985. I mean, they were right up there with New Teen Titans and a bunch of the other stalwarts from that era. So
the thing too, Chuck, this is a time when the Comics Code Authority was still involved.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you notice, there's no Comics Code Authority
not on this one.
sticker on this.
But it was optional. Like some books would not have it on their books.
Well, I think these were all direct market books too.
Yeah.
I think first was all direct market. So yeah.
With the Punisher.
And I like a lot of these because American Flag is kind of patriotic in some ways, but most of these covers have like a patriotic tinge to them. And I love the title. So this is number 13.
Well,
Don't ask me.
The name.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I've been there.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued by this. Unfortunately, this may become a rabbit hole for me.
Yep, it could be.
Fortunately, it's a relatively cheap one. So
yes, correct. Even if I got these at his full price, it was $3. So
yeah,
that's why you got to go with achievable goals, right? See, that's important.
Right. That's right. This is number 14, and take a look at Lincoln and Washington's faces on this.
Yeah, they got the freaked out eyes going on.
Right. And I've got what number is this? He put the $3 right over the number. Let me see. Which one was
For a
this?
buck,
This was number. What? This is 15. Cowboy.
Wow. The Tales of the Plexus Rangers.
And this is one of the yellow covers I really like. It's kind of cool. Yellow covers are great if they've done the right way. This is number 16, Wild and Woolly.
Oof, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's a little bit racy, but all right. Wild and Woolly.
A bit.
Yeah.
And the last one I have is, God, he covered the number in this one too. I believe it's number 17, but I'd have to let me hold on a second. Let me get this accurate here. I'm gonna have to take the tape off so I don't screw this thing up here when I take it out to look at it. This one was
bag removing etiquette.
This one's number 15.
So you don't freak out people that are watching in horror. Oh my God. Wow.
Canadian Sunset. There you go.
See that?
The bionic horse to boot.
Now, what the hell does that mean? Got to read that.
Yeah. The Russian Canadian sunset. Well, it's a utopian world, so maybe the Russians came over and took over Canada.
Could have. Yeah. So these 10 books, 10 American flag books for $1 a piece. The other ones, Air Boy, and the other ones I got for $1 a piece. So that's like, basically 20 books for $20.
That's a great deal.
I mean, I couldn't go. When I saw that, I said, oh man, this is great for like Espresso mail call.
Yeah, and all titles that you like too. So I mean, that's great.
Yeah,
she's woolly, right? Yeah, absolutely, Trev.
Yeah.
Sexy cover.
Steve.
The Red Winter.
Steve, the red White Walker. Yeah. And I like this, Trev. Smash the like button. What other channel do you see Wonder Woman, Nancy, and American flag at the same time? I have to say that's something unique about our chat, about this show.
I know,
you never know what you're going to see.
No, it's a mixed bag. And then the weird things that I find at the Value Village, like that Batman book.
Well, tomorrow I'm going to go down to the Goodwill shop.
Yeah, that's what this is. This Value Village.
My wife wants to give them some stuff, and I'm saying, okay.
Yeah, so you drop off, and then you go in and you hunt, and then you come home with more stuff.
I got margarita glasses there one time because we didn't have any margarita glasses, and I love to make margaritas. So I just went in there on a whim, and they had like 150 glasses, and I found 4 margarita glasses.
Perfect.
For like $1.25 a piece or something. So,
then when you're done with them, you take them back.
So I said, okay, let's go, and maybe go in there, see, I don't know, maybe there's something that looks, So I'm saying to myself, I hope they have some books or some comics or something there.
Yep.
So I could check it out. Because that's where you might be able to find that Wonder Woman or something like that,
Yeah, like you never know what's going to pop up.
That's where you might
the people that run these stores, they get on the old Google machine, and a lot of times they already know what some of this stuff's worth. So
yeah, but places like that
could be a problem.
Places like that, if they do accept them, they just put them. One of the things is they treat them really badly.
Yes.
They're like some of them don't even have any bags.
Yeah, I had to read.
A lot of them don't have boards.
They were rough.
And they're stacked up. And so that doesn't bother me too much unless it's ripped or missing part of the cover, like you're upset about that one, Chuck. Then I tend to stay away from it unless it's something really significant.
Well, if you're paying $10 for the book, you want it at least complete, right?
Yeah. But if I find an AF-15 there that has a ripped cover, I think I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay though. On your ROI will be fine.
It'll be okay. Yeah, All right. So this was a really good show, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. We're a little bit over into Cliff's show on Cliff's channel. So if you're watching here, we're going to end it up here. Let's go over to Cliff's channel, check him out. He's got Brother John on. And he's making a drink. It's drinks and whatever. He has a couple of shows where he either drinks coffee or he makes hard liquor drinks. I don't know what it is. I think it's the hard liquor drink one at night. So, hey, Steve, as usual, thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it. Chuck, as usual, great books. I really appreciate it. To Cliff, thank you wherever you are in the ether doing your show now for showing up today. And I think we have, Steve, do you have anything special coming up on your channel?
No, I got actually very little happening with such a busy schedule now. So it'll be rare if you even see a video pop up now.
Oh, hope you don't. I hope you're not a stranger on this channel. That's important.
No, I can still, like, on the weekends and stuff. I'll still be. I'll actually be hanging out with Evil Mike probably next week. We're talking the
cool.
Dark Tower series.
Yeah.
I think we're doing the Talisman book, so I got to start reading that one again. So
Okay, that's cool. And Chuck,
yeah, I'm still
thank you
hitting
so
stuff on
much
the
again for
weekend.
showing up. And
Sure thing.
the chat as usual, you guys are great. I always appreciate you showing up. The one thing about this, we didn't have as many people as usual, but I was so busy I couldn't advertise the show. Because I know there are some people who would watch us, but don't even, because we don't do it on a routine night or weekly like out of other shows. I always try to send stuff out the day before and even on the day to let people know, because a lot of times people don't realize it, even though it might show up on their watch list. They don't notice it or they forget. And so I'm so busy down here with things that I've been doing over the last week that I've been here, and it's going to continue for a while, that I just didn't have a chance to do it. But I will have a video coming out on Monday. It's the second folio video. And because I recorded a couple of them in New York before I came down here, so I managed to get a chance to edit it, put up there. So you'll see it. Members, thank you. You will see it posted later tonight, and Monday everybody else can see it too. So take a look for that, and I think that'll be, it'll be something that I think they're pretty cool. Some of the books that show up in those folios. So I think you'll enjoy that. Okay, and with that, I think we are good. Thanks again, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Oh, next week, comic book crowd, a good one. Look for the ad. I'm going to definitely advertise that one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.